Hey, Habs fans, are you feeling a wildfire of excitement mixed with a heavy undercurrent of caution right now? What if I told you that the Montreal Canadiens are on the verge of shattering the silence with one of the boldest trade pursuits in recent memory, targeting Nazem Kadri, the elite, hard-nosed center from the Calgary Flames, to turbocharge our roster? With rumors exploding amid Calgary's turbulent start and Montreal's surprising early-season surge, this could be the defining move to cement our ascent. Today, we're diving deep into this high-octane speculation, dissecting Kadri's potential to transform the Habs, weighing the staggering cost, and debating if this risky bet is the key to returning to glory. Let's unpack this blockbuster rumor and see if Kent Hughes is ready to pull the trigger on a game-changer. Let's set the stage with the scorching buzz that's igniting the NHL trade market. The Canadiens, off to a surprising and promising 3-1-0 start in the 2025-26 season after a playoff return last year, are no longer just rebuilding. They're hungry to solidify their rise with a heavyweight addition. With over $38 million in projected cap space for 2026-27 after shedding Carey Price's contract, GM Kent Hughes has a financial room to make waves, though not without challenges. Enter Nazem Kadri, the 35-year-old veteran center for Flames, whose name has surged to the forefront of trade talks as Calgary struggles with inconsistency and faces a looming rebuild. Insiders like Elliot Friedman of Sportsnet are fanning the flames, suggesting that Montreal could be a prime destination for Kadri, making this one of the hottest rumors in the league right now. Now, let's dive into why Nazem Kadri is such a perfect yet polarizing fit for the Canadiens. At 35, Kadri is still burning bright, maintaining top-tier offensive production with 35 goals and 75 points last season, paired with physical, gritty style that Martin St. Louis clearly values. Known for his clutch scoring, face-off prowess, and two-way tenacity, Kadri would slot seamlessly as a second-line center behind Nick Suzuki, easing the captain's burden, and adding immediate firepower to a young roster. His playoff experience, including a Stanley Cup at Colorado in 2022, would bring battle-tested leadership to the locker room, as Mark Dumont of Yahoo Sports notes, highlighting Kadri's control of over 57% of shots and 59% of high-danger chances on ice. In St. Louis' system, his bruiser mentality could make the Habs more resilient, turn them from playoff hopefuls to serious contenders overnight. Let's imagine Kadri's impact on Montreal's lineup. Slotting him as a second-line center alongside talents like Ivan Demidov and Patrick Lane would create a lethal secondary scoring unit, capable of overwhelming defenses with skill and grit. Picture Kadri winning key face-offs, dishing to Demidov for slick finishes, or crashing the net for dirty goals. His 35 goals last season prove he's still a finisher. Paired with Suzuki's elite two-way play, the Habs would boast a devastating 1-2 punch down the middle, giving St. Louis tactical depth for a deep playoff run. Beyond stats, his veteran presence would mentor rising stars like Slavkovsky and Caulfield, instilling a winning edge. This isn't just a roster addition. It's a potential cultural shift, injecting the toughness and experience needed to reclaim the Bell Center's roar. Of course, pursuing Kadri comes with staggering cost and monumental hurdles. Under a 7-year, $49 million contract, $7 million annual cap hit through 2028-29, Kadri's deal is a major obstacle, with 3 years remaining after this season. Calgary, in a desperate spot with a faltering start, might be open to capitalizing on veterans, as Friedman suggests, but they'll demand a premium return, likely a 2026 first-round pick, a top prospect like Lane Hudson or David Reinbacher, and possibly a roster player like Kirby Dach to balance salaries. Kadri's no-trade clause, covering 13 teams, adds complexity, though Montreal is reportedly a destination he'd consider. Hughes must also navigate long-term cap implications, as Jimmy Murphy of Canadian sources cautions, noting that the long, expensive contract doesn't perfectly align with the rebuild timeline, risking flexibility for future extensions when the young core peaks. Let's dig into the risks and dissenting voices that temper the hype. Critics like Murphy highlight that interest in the 35-year-old Kadri is low within the organization due to financial commitment, fearing a decline in production during the contract's later years when the Habs core is cup-ready. Trading high-value assets for immediate gain could stunt long-term depth, A gamble if Kadri doesn't mesh with St. Louis' system or struggles under Montreal's intense scrutiny. For Calgary, moving Kadri isn't just a salary dump. They want picks and prospects to fuel a rebuild, and waiting too long could diminish his value, as Friedman warns. A significant salary retention by the Flames could ease the cap hit, but inflate the trade cost, pushing Hughes into a corner. This isn't a safe bet. It's a high-wire act balancing short-term contention with future stability. Let's step back and assess the broader implications. If the Canadiens landed Nazem Kadri, it would signal a seismic shift from cautious rebuilding to aggressive contention, declaring to the league that Montreal is ready to fight for the Stanley Cup now. It's not just about filling the second-line center role. It's about adding elite scoring, playoff grit, and veteran savvy to a roster on the cusp of greatness alongside Suzuki and Caulfield. For Calgary, trading Kadri would kickstart a rebuild with future assets, a painful but strategic move if their season spirals further. As the rumor notes, Calgary's desperation and Montreal's ambition collide in the trade market, but a trade-off between immediate competitiveness and cap flexibility looms large. If the Flames hit the panic button, Kadri could be Quebec-bound, reshaping the Habs' destiny. As we wrap this up, I'm torn between the electrifying prospect of Nazem Kadri anchoring the Canadian second line and the daunting reality of the cost and risks involved. This trade rumor, targeting an elite center from Calgary to propel Montreal's ascent, feels like a daring, potentially franchise-defining move for Ken Hughes. Kadri's production, physicality, and playoff pedigree could be the missing piece to restore the Habs to glory, but the price of top picks, prospects, and a long-term $7 million cap hit is a bitter pill. Whether this materializes or remains a bold what if, it's a reminder that the Canadiens stand at a crossroads, weighing a shot at immediate contention against preserving future flexibility. For now, the speculation keeps the fire roaring as we await a decision that could echo for years. So, Habs Nation, I'm turning this over to you. Would you push for Nazem Kadri, even at the cost of first-round pick and a top prospect, to accelerate our contention window? Or should we safeguard our cap space and youth for the long haul? Drop your fiery opinions and cautious concerns in the comments. I'm eager to see if this rumor sparks the same intense debate in you as it does in me. And if the thought of Kadri in blue, Blanc et Rouge has you hyped, hit that like button to show your passion. Let's keep this conversation blazing as we watch the Habs chase greatness in 2025 to 26. Until next time, keep believing in bleed blue, Blanc et Rouge.